What is that? Is that the I Dream of Jeannie theme song? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Evelyn and today we are starting a very exciting reading vlog because I'm going to be reading Each of Us a Desert by Marco Shiro and making a bookish playlist inspired by this book. So this is my physical arc and isn't it so pretty? Look at that cover. I am obsessed with this cover. I have this arc in collaboration with Colored Pages Book Tours. They are a book tour company that specializes in pairing diverse books with Own Voices reviewers. And so this book has both Latinx and LGBT rep, and that's me. So the Each of Us a Desert book tour runs from September 6th through the 15th, which is the day that the book releases. And there will be several posts every day telling you exactly why you should love this book across multiple platforms. And so if you look in the description, I will have linked to the tour schedule where you will be able to find everybody's wonderful content. So like I said, I'm going to be creating a bookish playlist inspired by this book, and I will actually be posting that playlist on my blog, Here There Be Magic Rights, and so I will also put a link to that post. It will be going up on Monday with this vlog. I usually post on Fridays, but special occasions call for special posting times. I've had this book for a few weeks, but because I was in the process of moving back to Iowa, I have not touched this at all. I think I read maybe the first page, got really excited, and then did not have the time to read that because I was trying to finish up some other projects. So I am basically starting this book from scratch. I'm super excited. I love fantasy, and I don't often get to read fantasy with LGBT characters or Latinx characters, so the fact that this book has both is really exciting for me. And I'm hoping to be wonderfully inspired to make a really great playlist. And because I'm making a playlist for this book, during this vlog I'm actually going to go into a little bit of detail on how I put together my bookish playlists, so that's something to look forward to later in the video. Mostly because I can't get that many aesthetic shots of me reading and walking around with the book because I spend most of my time in the dorm room because coronavirus. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and read the first chapter, I think, and then I will check back in with you after I do that. You think that I would get better at this because I've been doing it for the past few weeks for my ALC rate video, and yet I have not. Okay, so interesting. It doesn't have traditionally numbered chapters. Sections seem to be separated by these little suns, but yeah, it's not a traditionally structured book, which is exciting. I don't have, oh my god. Like I was saying, there's just sections that are separated by these little sun illustrations, so it seems like this is going to be a non-traditionally formatted book. I mean, not super non-traditionally formatted, because it still is in chapter-like sections, it looks like, but exciting and intriguing, because I want to know what else is unique about this. So just straight off the bat, I've read a page, and I'm already ooh. Okay, hi! So it is Sunday, August 30th, and I am officially very, very into this book. Oh my gosh. I love the voice so far. The main character is discovering these things about herself and the world that she lives in, but just in such a cool way. I'm really trying to keep this very spoiler free because the video does release before the book even releases. But just for right now, know that I'm like very obsessed with this world building and the fact that there's like so much untranslated Spanish in here. Ooh, it makes me so happy. And I'm very excited. This is already such a cool like fantasy world, and I love it, and I am a little over 100 pages in, and I really think I'm gonna get this done quicker than I thought, because I'm just really enjoying it. I need to go take pictures of it somewhere, though, for my thumbnail. I guess I can take it with me when I walk to dinner. Maybe I'll take you with me when I walk to dinner. Oh. I understand more of the Spanish words, and it has only been a few class periods, right? But like, I started this book around the same time I started my Spanish class, and I've already learned new words. La ciudad, the city. I didn't know that. I didn't know that before. That's really cool. I hope this fan noise is not too distracting. I just wanted to pop in and do a quick update. So first of all, I am over halfway through Each of Us a Desert, which is exciting. I'm really loving this so far. I am really enjoying the whole mystery surrounding basically what is this world's religion. So I said that I didn't want to do spoilers in this video, but I'm going to try to give you a little bit of a summary of what this book is about. So the main character's name is Sochi, and she is living in this small town in the desert. So in this world, the people worship the sun, Solis, and a while back the sun decided that the people were not being so great and decided to punish them and burned everything. And so the people who survived, in order to like keep them accountable, they are supposed to be truthful to Soli, but if they're not, they can come to her and she will take their stories and then give them back in this sort of ritual. And if they spend too long being untruthful, then they're start to be plagued by these sort of living nightmares. So everything's sort of chill, but then this man named Julio comes to town and he starts to try to take over, and Sochi's friend gives her a story in which part of the story is information about Julio and how he's going to hurt the townspeople, basically. And she decides not to give that story back, because when she gives the stories back, she forgets things, and she doesn't want to forget the danger. And she ends up leaving her hometown, and she's traveling with Julio's daughter, Emilia, who is basically going to be her guide on the journey. As she's making this journey, she's learning that maybe the things that she's been told about her past and her powers and basically the god she worships might not all be true. Very intriguing. It's beautifully written. I love every time she does the ritual, we get to hear the story, and that's like a really cool thing. I'm so enthralled by this, and yeah, it's just so beautiful and wonderful. So I want to make a beautiful, wonderful playlist, right? So this is the segment of the video called Evelyn Makes a Playlist. So if you're following my blog, Here There Be Magic Rights, then you probably are aware that one of my pastimes, one of the things that I post over there, is Bookish playlists. And this is a new thing. I've actually been making playlists for books that I love and also the books that I'm writing since like 2015 or 16. And so, like, just creating playlists in general is one of my, like, guilty pleasure, like, hobbies. I have way too many Spotify playlists. And so I thought I would give you a little inside scoop on what I'm working on for this playlist, and then also just give you like my tips for how I make a playlist in general. So on Spotify, if you want to keep Spotify from automatically adding suggested songs into your playlist while you're listening, then you have to have at least 12 songs by 12 different artists on the playlist. So most of my Bookish playlists are at least 12 songs long. If I'm listening on Premium, or my audience is listening on Premium, I want them to be able to listen to it in order and not worry about extra songs slipping in there, so that's why I go for that 12 by 12. Usually when I'm reading, I will kind of think of a song or two just right away off the top of my head. So for example, I have a playlist called Wings of Night, which is a playlist inspired by The Dark Tide by Alicia Jansinka, and the two songs that I had in here before I found any of the others to put in were Rabbit Heart by Florence and the Machine and Drown by Marika Hackman. So for this, it was actually the Sarah Bareilles song Orpheus, which is why this playlist is still titled Orpheus right now. While I'm working, I don't usually mess with what to call it. And so I don't know why, it just gave me Orpheus vibes, even though there's like nothing that really has happened in the book yet that is like similar to the story of the song, and I might even end up taking that song off, but it does give me a place to go. In order to find extra songs, I will first go through all of my other playlists. I have lots of playlists that are categorized by mood or color, and so I'll go through those and sort of see which ones I can find. So for example, when I was adding things to the Each of Us a Desert playlist, I actually went to my color playlist and went to orange because I thought maybe I would have some songs in the orange playlist. However, it's a different orange vibe. Then I went up and went to my Sonder playlist, which is a mood, and also to the Montevagent playlist because Montevagent is mountain related and this is a desert. They're sort of similar, and that's where I got Wolf. Wolf by First Aid Kit is one that's on here. So once I have some songs kind of collected to work the vibe off of, I start to shape it by deciding what parts of the book's atmosphere I want to focus on. So for this playlist, I had 3 things that I wanted to highlight from the book. that was the desert atmosphere, which is like one of the defining things about this book to me, is how atmospheric it is and the way that it describes the desert setting. Spanish. This is a Latinx book, and all of the characters speak Spanish to each other, and so I wanted at least 1 or 2 songs that were either in a traditional Spanish style or sung in Spanish. And 3, I want some sapphic vibes. So whether that be sapphic artists or just songs sung by women without specific male pronouns in them. So that's what I've been working on from there. And I also will pull like buzzwords out of the book itself. So buzzwords that I pulled from this so far were oasis, sun, solaris, which is the name for the sun, flower, which is what Xochitl's name translates to, etc., etc. So I wanted to find some traditional sounding folk music to use for this, because the book is sort of set in this timeless space. There's not necessarily any sort of indication of like whether or not this is equivalent to an us time period, and so I wanted to keep the playlist sounding very timeless as well. Although I do have modern artists on here, I wanted a majority of the songs to have like a acoustic folk feel, so that when I added the traditional Spanish or Latinx folk music to it, it would be a base that I could blend in that sort of like style, if that makes sense. And it doesn't mean that every single song on here is like an acoustic folk sounding song. I literally have Florence the Machine on here, but like this book is not like a dramatic action sort of thing. It's like a contemplative journey through a desert, and so I don't need that many drama moments in the playlist. I'm hoping that I will be able to finish this either tonight, Friday night, or tomorrow. And yes, I am so excited to get this video out there, and also to look at everybody else on the tour's content. I am really loving this book, y'all, and I cannot wait to share the love with all of you. So I will keep you updated. See my face. I like getting my reaction to the end of something, because I always get excited, and then I'm like, you can tell I'm excited reading the book, and then I'm like, that'll make him want to read it, right? Nearing the end, and I am afraid. That's it. I'm afraid. I don't know what's gonna happen. The thing about my minimal amount of exposure to Spanish is that every time somebody says "vámonos" in this book, I hear it in Dora's voice. Vámonos!
Yeah, I even knowing more Spanish than you, I still hear Dora say "vámonos."
Okay, I'm glad I'm not
It'll
the
never
other
leave
one.
you.
exciting things are happening, but also I still feel like bad things are about to happen. Little goosebumps. Oh, ouch. That was so good. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so I finished Each of Us a Desert last night, and now I'm here with some thoughts. First of all, just right off the bat, this book was amazing. I loved it so much. It was so gorgeous. I loved the characters. I loved the concept in general. I loved the themes that were played with. I love that it's sapphic and just everything. So I said I was going to avoid spoilers. This one is a very vague one, but for once I was satisfied with an ending that did not give me full closure. That's how well this book was written. I didn't mind. It was beautiful. I had goosebumps at the end when I finished the final page. So like, one of my favorite things about this book is how it is told in first person, but as if the main character, Sochi, is speaking directly to the god who her people worship. And I've said publicly multiple times before that I don't like religious stories, that I kind of turn away from religious stories, right? However, first of all, I didn't know this was going to be a religious story. Second of all, this one was handled incredibly well, in my opinion. And that might just be because I am not a religious person. If you were a religious person, perhaps you might not feel super comfy with this story. But I like religious stories that are critical of the negative aspects, but don't condemn the entire concept, right? So, His Dark Materials, Heretics Anonymous, there we go. This book, all have that in common, which is weird. Once again, I do have to say that if you don't like slow, contemplative sort of books, you might not like this one. But if you're like me and you eat that shit up, then you'll love this, because we are most definitely just fully in the narrator's head the entire time. And so there's a lot of thoughts to wade through. And I really, really loved that. And I really honestly did not get the framing of it until like right near the very end, and then like when it clicked I was like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant, and I'm dumb, but like in the best way. I just love Amelia. I'm just gonna take a moment to say that I love her so much. She's so sweet and like hopeful, and I love the relationship. Anyway, to cut a long rambly rant short, this book is amazing. It's beautifully written. It has just the best ideas. That's such a dumb way to say this, but like the themes and the concepts and the execution, to me, they just all came together into something that just felt so special and so unique and very, very clever. And yeah, so I would 100% recommend this. So if you're watching this video and I have somehow convinced you to pick up this book, then you should check out the playlist that I made. It will be linked in the description down below. And I don't know what I'm calling it yet. I usually pick a quote from the book that's meaningful, or part of a quote, part of a phrase. The most meaningful phrase in this book to me was "Each of Us a Desert," which is the title. Usually I name the playlist blank, a title-inspired playlist, so I can't really be like, "Each of Us a Desert," and "Each of Us a Desert-inspired playlist," so gotta figure that out. I'm gonna go back and look through the poemas. Thank you so much for watching this reading vlog. Remember that Each of Us a Desert is out on September 15th, so that's a week from tomorrow if you're watching this video on release date. Also, like I said at the beginning, this video is part of a larger Each of Us a Desert book tour, and I have put the link to the tour schedule in the description so you can go check out everybody's amazing content. If you liked this video and you want to see more from my channel, remember to click that subscribe button. And also, go check out my blog, Here There Be Magic Rights. It's linked again in the description below. I post even more bookish content every Fantastic Friday. With that being said, my name is Evelyn. I make new videos every magical Monday, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.